Okay, this is the interview of Breeann. Today is September 3rd, 2025. Okay, Bree, I'm just going to start off with a very serious question, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so question number one, cookies or brownies?
Oh, cookies.
Okay. How would you describe yourself in 3 words only?
Mm, bubbly, sarcastic, and funny.
Okay. If you could change your birthday, what would you change it to?
A warmer month.
Any particular month?
Mm, maybe June.
June? Summer
hmm
birthday?
Yeah, yeah.
What is an old TV show from your childhood that you miss watching?
Probably the Rugrats.
One of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
If you could choose to either redo the last 15 years or choose to be given $1 million, what would you choose?
$1 million.
Why?
I feel like my life for the past 15 years is how it is, and I've accepted it. And $1 million can take me places that I'd rather go
Sure.
now.
Would you rather know the future or be able to change the past? And it could be anything, something small, something big,
Probably change the past.
any particular event or theme.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like my 8th grade year in school, just to go back and enjoy the youth
Yeah, I
when we were
agree.
all so naive and innocent.
Right. If you had a time machine, would you rather go back in time or visit the future? So it's kind of like the last question, except this is you can visit any period you might have been interested in, or a special moment, or just a moment that you might, if you want to just see how the future looks. What do you think?
Yeah, probably go to the past so that I could create Google.
Ooh, you and me both wouldn't be able to. I would be working, we would be taking naps during the day.
Right.
If you could meet somebody that you'd normally never be able to meet, dead or alive, celebrity or not, who would it be?
Mm, I thought about this previously too. I think that I'd want to meet Marilyn Monroe because I was like in love with her when I was in my teen years.
Yeah,
She was my favorite.
yeah.
hmm
Would you, is there something you would ask her, like specifically, or
I don't know.
want
I
to
did
know?
maybe just, how it felt to be alive around then and also like how it was to live her lifestyle, all the
Yeah,
chaos and all the conspiracies.
yeah, certainly. What are some important lessons that you were taught as a kid that you still carry with you to this day?
Yeah, to be kind to others, to listen to my friends and sharing is caring because I'm not good at sharing sweets.
I feel like most of us are that way, especially if it's just
Right.
too good, you know?
Yeah.
So I know that you've gone through a lot of tough things in your life.
hmm
So do you think that you would be different in any way that you are today, like maybe personality wise, if you didn't go through all those things?
I feel like maybe a little different, but then again, I just feel like I've always just been how I am now, even as a younger child,
Yeah,
always very personable and loved everybody, say hi to everybody.
yeah. What was your dream career when you were in high school?
I think I was a social worker because we did those tests at school that told you what you'd more likely be.
Yeah, those were fun. I remember those.
Yeah.
What was your dream career as a child?
I'm pretty sure I was a ballerina that I'd want to be, just so I could wear the outfits.
Always the outfits. What is something that you believed as a child but no longer believe now?
Santa.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Unfortunately, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes I still get
Right.
that little hope when you go down and you see the tree,
Yep.
you're like, you wake up like, is it actually happening? No,
Right. Nothing. Nothing's there.
nothing. Just your bank account is drained. Gotta love it.
Hmm.
Um, if you were guaranteed one wish that would absolutely come true, no exclusions, what would you wish for?
Probably to be financially okay for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Okay. What food could you eat for the rest of your life?
Anything Korean.
Okay. Okay. Is there a food that you refuse to eat, even if your life depended on it?
Olives.
Not a fan, huh?
No.
Not even in a martini when you love martinis? Take that out. All
Nope.
right,
I take
got
that
it.
out.
Take it out. Okay. Um, if you could choose to have a superpower, which one would you choose?
Invisibility.
What would you use it for?
A bunch of stuff. To listen on people and what they're saying, to I don't know, actually. Yeah, I'd use it for stuff like that, like hearing what people have to say, being in the room when you're not supposed to, I'd be a little nosy, you know, maybe steal from bad guys.
That would have came in handy as a child trying to decipher if Santa was actually real.
Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
helped long run.
Yes, it would have. If you had to pick a new language to learn, what would you choose?
Probably German,
Why?
because I'm Mexican and German, so I'd like to know. I already know how to speak Spanish, so I'd like to know how to speak German.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Might as well learn both, right?
right.
What are some of your strengths and weaknesses? It could be professionally or just generally.
I think strengths wise is I have a lot of patience for things. I try not being completely negative all the time. I try and be more uplifting, think positive. A weakness of mine is probably I put people in front of my others' needs over mine, which I've tried working on this year. So,
Yeah,
it's a work in progress.
sure. Which subjects in school were your best and your worst?
Math was definitely my worst. I'm still really bad at it as a 30-year-old. And then my best would probably be science. I was just super interested in, all of the experiments and information that we always taken in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. What was an elective class that you took in high school that you loved?
I don't remember honestly what electives I've taken.
No,
No.
no. Okay, that's all right. Um, so life as an adult can often be very routine and feel boring. We were just talking about this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But what is something that's in your daily routine that you actually enjoy?
Oh, seeing my best friend.
Hey, yes. Yes, that's one good thing about working at Ford. One
Make
good
the
thing.
day tolerable.
Yes, I agree. Okay. A little bit more on the serious side. Do you agree with the death penalty?
I guess it just depends on who and why they're getting the death penalty. I think for
Fair.
people who are murderers or in jail for a really bad reason, definitely so. I think it's fair after all of the torment and things they've done to people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that evil is born or created?
Hmm. I think it's created. because when we're small, we are so innocent. We don't think anybody wants to hurt us, and it has people have to go through trauma in order to become a certain way, I think. But
Yeah.
then, they do say studies show that some serial killers are born like that, like they're missing a piece of their brain or there's something that's not connecting. So,
Yeah.
you never know.
Do you believe that money can buy happiness?
I think so. I don't think per se for me, just because, even though I don't have much, I'm happy with what I do have. But, I think there are things like food and cute clothes and stuff like that that you can get with money and makes you happy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. What is an issue that's going on in our world currently that you wish that people cared more about?
I think I seen this thing earlier on Instagram that said like our unemployment rate is way higher than our job listings since April of 2021. And I thought, I think that people need work to be able to maintain the lifestyle that we have to maintain now, especially in our economy. So I feel like they have to focus on things like that more. And everything else, of course, is important, but I feel like people have to make a living, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
hmm
Okay. Do you think that social media affects us positively or negatively?
Mm, I think I thought about this earlier too. I think it's kind of in between because it could be negatively impacted because it's influenced so many of our lives, like what we eat, how we look, what we wear, standards, what the norm is, what's supposed to be a relationship like, stuff like that puts a lot of pressure on people. So I feel like that's a negative part. But positive because there are influencers who use their platforms for good things, to
Yeah,
make a positive effort for people who are on socials. It's the way people get word out of things happening too. So, I guess it just depends on, you know, who's looking.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
What is something that you think that our generation, both being 30, what is something that our generation struggles with?
I think also it comes down to that pressure point again, where our parents and our elders have had a certain lifestyle when they were our age and they expect us to have that same lifestyle. And it's completely different the way we
Yeah,
have to live their life versus what they could afford then. At least when they worked hard before, it would be towards something. Now you work hard now, and it just depends on how hard you're working.
and I feel like that comes up a lot too. Like, do you feel like they think that we're just lazy? Sometimes I hear that a lot, or do you think it's just
Yeah, or
they're
they
just
think we
naive
complain
to?
too much or that we're too tired all the time. And it's just like
Yeah,
most of our life we're working, whether it's for ourselves or another company. There's no breaks.
yeah,
hmm
yeah. Okay. In what ways have you changed as you've gotten older?
I think that I've definitely slowed down a bit. I still have fun, but now it's not as often. Um, I like naps. I enjoy naps way better now, and I understand why my younger self needed naps. Now I get that.
Yep,
Um, but I think I definitely, like I said previously, I'm very patient with things now. I don't try and predict how things are going to go. I just give it to God and try and maintain my everyday life.
sure. Um, a lot of people will say that the best way to keep teenagers, young kids out of trouble is by putting them in a sport or an activity, mostly parents and older family members. Do you agree with that?
Um, no, I think that that's one way to distract, kids from doing things, but at the same time, it's all come down to what kids they hang out with, what their influences are, what they see around them,
Yeah,
that kind of gets them curious of doing good or bad things. So it really just depends on their environment.
sure. That's fair. Oh, let's see. So, like myself, you're a bariatric patient.
Hmm.
And you're still relatively fresh off the surgery, about 2 months post-op, right? Just about there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be a little bit too early, but have you noticed anyone treating you differently, either for the better or for the worse? Because I hear that that happens a lot. Um,
I mean, I've definitely people compliment me a lot more. Um, I mean, I've always been complimented by like the way I dress or my accessories and stuff like that. But I've never like had anybody like comment like, "Oh wow, like you look small or you look thin." I wish there were other words for people to use, but that's something I have noticed is a lot of people are like, "Wow, you look smaller, you're thinner." So it's like a love-hate relationship with that.
yeah, sure.
Hmm.
And there's always going to be people that are going to have negative opinions and thoughts about the surgery. Often, as you know, people will say it's the easy way out. So, how would you respond to those people that say that?
I think I would tell them that it's not easy, because bariatric patients, we have to learn our bodies all over again. It's like being a toddler and learning what foods we don't like or do like. And it looks easy because they only see the weight loss, but they don't see what we deal with on a daily, where we struggle just to drink water or struggle just to take a snack, or make sure that we take our vitamins for the day or we feel weird, and I think that's like the biggest thing is that people who aren't actually experiencing what we're going through won't understand. They think it's easy, like I said, because they see the weight loss, but they don't see what effort we put in for that to happen.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting close to the end over here. So I'll do our final question as a kind of a fun one. What's an exotic pet that you wish you could have?
Hmm. I'd probably have, I think about this too a lot. Um, I think either between a koala or um a groundhog because they make these screaming noises.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny. So probably that. And like koalas, they're really cute and they sleep a lot.
yeah. Fair, very fair. And they're fuzzy and they're soft. And they're cuddlers.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the time that we have today. So I appreciate your time and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. That concludes the interview of Breeann Kaki, September 3rd, 2025.